It's just after 12:14 p.m. Eastern Time on December 5th, and you're looking at a live view of Cape Canaveral Space Launch Complex 40, where a Falcon 9 is about to launch a Dragon spacecraft. Liftoff is targeted for 12:29 p.m. Eastern Time, or 5:29 p.m. Coordinated Universal Time. I'm Alex Siegel, a Dragon material planner here at SpaceX. It is great to be here with you to cover the 19th commercial resupply mission to the International Space Station for NASA. Today's launch window is instantaneous, as is the case with all cargo resupply missions to station. We are at T-minus 13 minutes and 53 seconds and counting, with all systems currently go before our Cape Canaveral and at SpaceX Mission Control in Hawthorne, California. So let's take a closer look at today's Falcon 9 and Dragon spacecraft. Today we will be delivering more than 5,700 pounds of cargo to the ISS, including critical materials to support numerous science and research investigations that will occur on board the orbiting laboratory.
Now, our fuel, rocket-grade kerosene called RP1, is fully loaded on second stage, and we're topping off the first stage. Liquid oxygen loading is underway on both stages. We're about 75% full on first stage. We're going to continue loading liquid oxygen up right until the final 2 minutes of the countdown. We're also loading helium gas into both stages. Falcon 9 uses helium as a pressurant to backfill the stages as the tanks are emptied during ascent.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Dragon is in startup. Go for launch.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion nominal.
T plus 40 seconds into today's flight, all systems looking nominal for today's mission. Dragon on its way to the International Space Station for its 19th commercial resupply services mission. Coming up in about 20 seconds, we have max Q, our maximum aerodynamic pressure,
Vehicle
one of the
supersonic.
highest stress states on the vehicle. Just heard the call out that we passed through supersonic.
Vehicle has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure.
With that, we just heard the call. We passed through max Q. All 9 engines look good. Trajectory looks good. Coming up, we are going to have 4 events in rapid succession. It's going to be main engine cutoff, or MECO, followed by stage separation, then second engine start 1. That's the engine on our second stage, followed by the start of the boost back burn of our first stage.
MECO.
And we just had a good main engine cutoff, a good stage separation. On the right side of your screen, you're seeing ignition of the second stage engine. It has about a 6-minute burn ahead. And then on the left side of your screen, that is a forward-looking view from our first stage, where the boost back burn has also started successfully. It's going to shut down here in just a few seconds.
Stage 1 boost back burn is shut down.
And then you just see on the tail of the screen there from the second stage camera, that was the nose cone from Dragon being deployed. The nose cone of Dragon being deployed means we've left a majority of Earth's atmosphere as we power, second stage powers Dragon to the International Space Station right now.
In order to make its way back to our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, The first stage executes a series of 3 burns. The first is a boostback burn, which is meant to slow the rocket down and orient it for re-entry. It also helps Falcon 9 laterally return to the drone ship. Shortly after this first burn is initiated, the grid fins, which you saw earlier on the left side of your screen, they're located near the top of the first stage, are deployed to help guide the rocket during descent. Following the boostback burn, Falcon 9 executes its re-entry burn to slow itself down before hitting the dense part of the Earth's atmosphere. Lastly is the landing burn, which happens just before touchdown to take the booster softly down to the drone
Stage 2
ship.
continues on nominal trajectory.
We are at T plus 5 minutes, and the second stage is on its way to drop off Dragon into its targeted orbit. As a reminder, the first stage had an on-time launch today at 12:29 p.m. Eastern Time, just a few minutes ago, and a nominal ascent. In roughly 30 seconds or so from now, we expect to see that entry burn begin, so let's keep our eyes peeled.
Stage 1, entry burn has started.
So you see on the left side of your screen, entry burn has begun. This should last just under 10 seconds, and we expect to see it shut down shortly.
Stage 1, entry burn shut down.
And there you hear the call out, entry burn is shut down. Next major event we're looking for in just under a minute or so is the landing burn to begin. Looks like we lost our feed on the left side of the screen of the first stage coming down.
Stage 1, landing burn has started.
As you just heard on the call out, we did get confirmation that landing burn has begun. Hopefully we can pick that feed back up to see a landing.
Acquisition of signal, New Hampshire.
Stage 1, landing legs have deployed.
Unfortunately, it looks like we have lost our feed for the booster landing. Oh, and there it is. You hear the crowd behind me. Another successful landing. Congrats to the entire SpaceX team for another successful land. This marks our 20th successful first stage recovery. This secondary mission is an important part of our commitment to vehicle reusability.
About another 5 or 10 seconds here, we're going to have the engine shut down. Merlin vacuum engine right now throttling down in preparation for shutdown. We're standing by for shutdown of second stage engine, and then we'll have Dragon deployment about a minute after that.
Back shut down.
And we have shutdown and confirmation of a good orbit. There's that camera view on your screen right now. We're standing by right now for Dragon deployment, and here are the confirmation of that. So at this stage in the mission, so far we're just coasting. Vehicle itself is doing some checkouts in preparation to gently separate Dragon from second stage. After that point in time, there you go, there's your live view of separation from Dragon. Carrying the Hisui, the spectral imager suite that's going to attach to the Japanese module, and then the station battery right next to it. Kind of on the top and bottom there, the flat sections, those are the solar array fairings which protected our solar arrays for ascent. We're now standing by for about 2 minutes from now where those solar array fairings will release and allow the solar arrays themselves to unfold. And relative to the space station and how we get from point A to point B. And there you have it on the left side of the screen. There's the solar array deployment as they gradually unfold. That's the back side of our solar arrays. It looks beautiful to see, always a beautiful sight.
Dragon is deploying its solar arrays. Dragon's propulsion system is successfully primed and all thrusters are ready for firing.
Dragon is now on its way to the space station. Over the next 2 days, Dragon will perform a series of orbital height adjust maneuvers with its Draco engines until it's within a few kilometers of the ISS. Then Dragon will establish a communications link with the ISS and will perform a series of checks on the vehicle. When both NASA and SpaceX are ready, we'll initiate a slow approach to the ISS, pausing at several checkpoints along the way to ensure crew safety. When Dragon is within 10 meters of the station, the astronauts aboard will capture the Dragon using the station's robotic Canada arm in a process known as berthing. Finally, Mission Control in Houston will send commands from the ground for the station's robotic arm to rotate and stall Dragon to the space station. Dragon will remain on station for about 30 days
Expected
before
losses
returning to
signal
Earth with research and return cargo. So to recap today, we had an excellent on-time launch, a successful stage separation, a booster landing, and a great Dragon and solar array deploy.
A SpaceX Dragon, currently about 62 meters and closing on the International Space Station. Good morning and welcome to our live coverage of this SpaceX CRS-19, SpaceX's 19th resupply mission to the International Space Station. As you can see in this live view, the Dragon spacecraft closing in on the International Space Station. It's already just about 60 meters away and continuing to close in. It's been moving well ahead of its timeline with its 5,700 pounds of cargo packed aboard. And that'll be the next major spot. We're actually at that 30-meter hold point, so Dragon's going to hold here. And again, they're going to do some final checkouts. And then once they confirm everything on Dragon's ready to go, the robotic arm and the station itself are ready to go, Dragon's going to continue closing in. Its next point will be the capture point, so it will stop only about 10 meters away from the International Space Station, just about 30 feet, and then it'll be over to the crew members on board to actually reach out with that Canadarm2. Again, it's about a 57-foot long robotic arm. And Luca Parmitano, the Expedition 61 commander, is going to be at the controls to reach out and grapple Dragon out of the sky.
Station Houston on 2. Dragon has begun approach from 30 meters. Monitor per step 5 in 1.102.
And we'll be sure to update you as Dragon continues to check off its various milestones approaching in.
Hey Scott, we copy. We have a go for capture sequence 1.110, step 4, and work.
And you can see the arm starting to be in motion, coming alive there. In Expedition 61 Commander Luca Parmitano, the Italian astronaut, is at the controls as the prime for today's capture operation. And now the Canadarm2 closing in on Dragon. And the arm just 1 meter away. Alignment good. And we see that initial contact. The trigger has been commanded, the snares retracting. And right now we're just standing by for confirmation of capture. And we just heard the call here in Mission Control Houston. The snares have retracted and capture is complete. So that call coming at 4:05 a.m. Central Time, 5:05 a.m. Eastern.
Capture complete. Go for post-capture reconfiguration. And I would like to congratulate all of the people in Houston and around the world who contributed to the launch, navigation, and capture of Dragon. They must know that whenever we welcome a new vehicle on board, we take on board also a little bit of the soul of everybody that contributed to the project. So welcome on board.